It was our first go at it.
Yeah.
It's a good
Still.
old test run.
Still.
We'll call that a hard... Well, not even a hard... Yeah, we'll call it a hard start. It was a hard start.
Start.
Yeah, this is going to be our soft start.
Okay. Interesting choice of words. Hey guys, what's up? We're back for episode 2. Again, it is Aiden and Brayden.
Yeah, my heterosexual life mate, Aiden.
And we are, we have a few more topics to discuss today. It should be good. Should be fun and fresh. Hopefully, we don't have as many issues as last time. Our camera is still the same, so it's still going to be cutting every now and then, but just going to have to deal with that for now. Hopefully we don't lose a large section of footage again.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I would like to say, like, right out the gate,
Yeah.
I don't know if you got DMs, but I got a few DMs on actually how good this was and how people weren't expecting quality, in a sense, right?
Yeah.
As dumb as that sounds. They're expecting kind of like, iPhone quality picture, maybe some shaking because one of our moms is recording or something like that. I actually got a lot of comments on my bicep. Not on so much as talking points, which I thought was going to start up conversation, because we did talk about quite a few things. But some people are like, "Hey, you got a big arm." I'm like, I got 2. Thank you. It was good, though.
The focus was supposed to be the
topics.
But that's thanks for that too. No, right? I actually got a lot of in-person comments. Like I didn't get so much like, oh yeah, like nice job over DMs. I got it more on like in person. Like, hey, I really like that.
Yeah.
Like a good friend of mine, Danny Slowban. He's been raving about it nonstop.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's like, dude, that's like, I watched it on the car ride home to Big White, and it was like, it was so good. It was like, yeah. So I was like, oh, thanks, man.
That's good.
So yeah,
That's good.
no, it's good. So hopefully it'll be the same quality.
Yeah, as you can tell, if you're viewing via YouTube and you're watching the video, you can see that Aiden is wearing another ugly short sleeve dress shirt and a baseball cap. He looks like your average suburban dad. Yeah. Yeah, that's the outfit he's going for. Well, you got the chest, but no, you don't even have chest. That's
the suburban dad right here with the open shirt.
How's your tax bracket looking there, buddy? Are you almost at the cap or are you at the bottom?
Are you almost done your yard?
How's the shrubs looking? You know, Dave down the street, he has a great trailer. When are you going to upgrade yours?
Yeah, no, I just bought a new mower there, and it's an electric mower.
Oh, are you trying to save the environment there?
Yeah,
soy boy.
10 hours, 10 hours of use with that. So,
So does that plug into a conventional plug-in, like an outlet?
Oh, no, it's like one of those Teslas there.
Oh, you have to buy one of those thingies for it.
Yeah, it's a priority.
Oh, wow. I feel too much like a dad. My back is starting to hurt. My knees ache just from this conversation.
And I like to go,
I do that all the time. You know what? A part of me wants this to blow up. A part of me doesn't, because I feel like I might have a kid out there.
Yeah.
And some girl's gonna be like, "Oh, there's Brayden."
Wait, like right now?
Yeah, because I moan when I get up. I'm like, ugh.
I know you do, because
all the time.
Like literally in the break room, it's quiet and no, everyone's on their phone, and you're just in the loudest way possible. I'm like, could you not?
It's okay, so when you look at primates, okay, apes. Gorillas, whatever, okay? They stand there, they beat their chest. They make noise to a certain dominance. Like, hey, I'm here, I'm bigger than you, better than you, I'm the alpha.
Is that your reasoning for
that's my reasoning. The louder the dad groan, the more assertive, dominant. I'm better than everybody. I don't know.
I think this has a lot of quotable lines, and that was one of them.
Oh, yeah.
The louder the dad groan, the more dominance I assert.
Well, it's true. Maybe that's just a me thing.
It's probably just a you thing.
Plus, some of you who know me, some of you who don't, I'm Italian, German, and English. Mainly
all very power hungry.
Very power hungry people. And we say a lot of stupid things. And I might say the occasional stupid thing or make a really weird metaphor, analogy, simile, whatever. I'm going to say some really weird things. So this could be a really quotable podcast.
Yeah. Just on your end.
My kids are going to watch this and be like, why did my grandfather or why did my dad say something like that? And I'm going to look at them and be like, I was in the moment.
I was in the zone.
I was just talking.
I was feeling myself and just
I walked
slipped out.
in there, felt good.
Yeah.
Feeling great.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Aiden, tell me, what's going on? What's up? Tell me something about what's going on in your life right now.
Well, I got an extra. I got a role for an extra.
Oh, that's nice.
In a movie. I'm in a marching band. Yeah. It's gonna be great. I know, right? I know, right? So I gotta wear like the cap and the thing, and then because I know how to play drums, they were like, "You play drums, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." So I got on there. It's a paid thing, right? But here's the issue. It's a night shoot. Okay. So I have to drive out to Summerland at night.
Yeah.
And then stay and work throughout the night, and I leave back from Summerland here in the morning. Well, like very early morning.
Yeah.
So I have to be like extra prepared for that because it's like,
I feel like that's not that bad. Like
it's not that bad.
I've definitely done stuff like that. Like I live in Vernon.
Yeah.
And there's been nights where I'm like, okay, boys, we're going to Kelowna, and we go to Kelowna, party it up, hang out, talk to some girls, and mingle. 4 o'clock in the morning rolls around. We're like, yeah, we should probably head back. It's an hour drive. We all get home at like 5:30 in the morning.
Then you're
all good.
You sleep an hour.
Yeah, sleep
like,
an hour.
Ready for work.
Time to go work. Time to go hit the gym.
Time
to go make oatmeal.
Yeah, that'll be painful.
Oh yeah.
Like partying for like 4 hours and then going to the gym.
Yeah.
Like you're just coming down from like 12 drinks.
Yeah.
And you're like,
but yeah. Well, maybe for most people, like for me, like I like to call myself either by 2 names, Sober Sally of the group, or I'm the dad. Yeah, I gather all the kids together. Okay, when we all go out, I'm like, okay, guys, game plan.
Yeah.
I'll drive.
Yeah.
I won't drink. Might have 1 drink, and then I'll be like, we're going to go hit on some girls and go talk to people and whatnot, and you formulate a strategy, a game plan going out, and then as everyone's drinking, someone has to be there to monitor all the rugrats, i.e. the boys or the girls, whatever you're going out with, or both. And then there's me. I typically borrow my buddy's van. I'm like, okay, everybody, jump in the dad van.
Yeah.
I drive a Civic. We all jump in the Civic.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a fun time. Everyone gets home safe. That's the main thing. And it's funny because even when I'm sober at the bar, I'm still pretty confident. I don't care if I get rejected.
You're always confident though. Like you're walking around the store like singing your heart out.
Yeah.
And then but for a fact that there's like a somewhat attractive woman in the section just outside the warehouse. You're like like singing along to a song or like screaming your heart out.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, he's weird.
Yeah. That's their only thought.
You know what's funny though? It's like even though I'm a very confident person, I'm very shy when it comes to like certain people. And if
in what way?
In like an if I find you an extremely attractive, oh my god, look at her.
Yeah.
Right? I might not talk to you.
Yeah.
But if I find you attractive, but like not like drop dead, I'll talk to you 100%.
Yeah.
But like there are some people that, and you know who I'm talking about. There's some customers in the store where as soon as they come in, I'm like,
because you've
Bob.
you've mentioned it before.
Yeah. I'm like I don't know.
Every single time those few are in, you're like, guys, what do I do?
Yeah. And everyone's just like, Brandon.
And then you become like a little scared teenager.
Yeah, I'm 17 again.
It's a girl.
Yeah. Oh my god. And then like after that, they would leave. and like there's another equally as attractive girl, I'd be like, hey, what's up? How's it going?
Yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah.
You know what's great in that spaghetti sauce? Carrot. It's actually a good fact too.
You know what else is great in that spaghetti sauce? Meat.
Yeah. You don't want to say that. It gets you in trouble. But yeah.
Braden
Okay.
knows from personal experience.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There are certain things you want to stay away from, and talking about meat is definitely one of them.
Yeah. I remember one time you came in the back and you looked really disappointed. Like you were like walking back. I was like, Braden, what's wrong? Like you look like something tragic happened. He's like, I got caught checking out a girl.
Oh, I do all the time.
And then
so bad.
And then, but I think what it was like, it was a new person that had come in for the first time, and it was like one of those like I think it was a tourist, but you were still like like you were like what do I do? And then they caught you checking them out.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay, that's done. My shot's ruined.
Yeah. I can't
There it
recover.
goes. No.
My plane shot down.
Yeah. So
funny story actually about that. When I'm gonna say I was 15.
Yeah.
Okay. I was working at Save On Foods in Vernon.
Yeah.
And I was like standing there. I was just cutting up some meat.
Yeah.
You know, all that. And the way that the department was shaped, where you could see the floor from where you were. There was no glass, no windows, no walls, no nothing. It was an open layout.
Yeah.
So anyways, I was cutting meat and I was looking out on the floor, and there's this very attractive young lady at the time. I don't know her name nor her age. And I looked over and I'm like, wow, look, she's very attractive.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not going to lie, being a 15-year-old boy,
Yeah.
I looked at the butt
Yeah.
and I like kind of checked her out. Not realizing her mom was watching me watch
yikes.
her. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It was bad. She called me out. She walked over. She's like, excuse me. And she was like a Karen completely. And she's like, excuse me. So like, what are you doing with your eyes?
Yeah.
I'm like, what? And she's like, what are you doing with your eyes? And it was such a traumatic moment where I'm just like, I don't know. What am I doing with my eyes? My eyes are in my face.
Yeah.
And she's like, you're looking at my daughter. How old are you? How old? And she started getting into it, and my boss came over. He's like, what's going on? And she was like, your employee is checking out my daughter. And my boss looked at me, and he was like, really? I've told you this before. Don't do that. I'm like, Mike, I'm 15. And like I said that to him, I'm 15. And like, I'm sorry. I'm stupid. I'm still learning. But anyways, yeah.
I had a similar story to that in that aspect. Not so much checking out, but a Karen coming up to me. It was the other day too. It was when you were on vacation. But this
was great, by the way. Thank you for asking.
Oh yeah. I'm sure you had a great time working out 3 times a day. Like literally all on your story. Back at the gym for the 4th time today.
Right. Yeah.
So
Tool.
yeah. Anyways, so I was in the produce section helping out this old man, right? He's like, "Excuse me, sir, do you know where the bagged salads are?"
Yeah.
Right? And our produce section is a pretty small section. So I said, "Well, sir, they're at the coolers, 2nd door from the left. They're all there, right?"
Yeah.
He's like, "All right, perfect. Thank you very much." He goes over there. I kind of forget about him. He comes over again with some salad dressing, and he's like, "Excuse me, sir, do you mind reading this for me? I can't read it. Like, what is this?" Yeah. I said, "Oh, it's the Calorie Wise poppy seed dressing." He's like, "Okay, thank you very much." And then he goes away, and then he comes back like, I want to say maybe two minutes later. He's like, "Excuse me, sir, do you know where the bagged salads are?" And instantly, I thought he has Alzheimer's, right? Like that he asked it like it was the first time asking, right? So I was like, he has to have like
Some sort of
some type of thing, right? Because he didn't change it at all. He asked it the exact same way as before.
Yeah.
So I said the same thing. Now, I know Ben already told me, but I should have gone over, taken him over. I realize that now, right? That was where I messed up. But I was like, he has Alzheimer's, so I just got to repeat it, right? That's all I know how to do. I don't know how to deal with that very often, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, it's straight ahead in the coolers, second door from the left. All the bag salads are right there.
Yeah.
Right? He's like, all right, perfect, thank you very much. And then he goes over to one of the customers and he asks where the bag salads are. I thought that was weird, but because I just answered it for him, and he was on his way to the coolers when he asked this customer. So I was like, oh, he probably needed help after she started helping him.
Yeah.
Right? So I was like, well, I can't just go over there and be like, actually, I got it. You know, I can't do that.
Yeah. No.
So I'm like, you know what? It's a very wholesome moment. I'm just going to let it happen. Play out, right? Then a minute later, some lady who, by the way, was wearing a very low-cut shirt. Like, I'm talking like low cut shirt, right? And it said something like I love the weekend, or it was like
a party shirt.
The weekend is my time, or something like that, right? Some stupid like Karen shirt. So she comes and she's like, "Excuse me." I'm like, "Oh, here we go."
You knew you were in deep. I
was like, "Oh no, what did I do?" Because instantly I was like, "What did I do?" Right? Because apart from not going over and helping him, I didn't think I did anything that bad.
Yeah.
So she comes up, she's like, "Excuse me, that old man over there came to you 3 times to ask him where the bag salads were, and each time you just said, over there. And that was extremely disrespectful, and I'm honestly disgusted by your actions." I'm like,
wow.
What? Like, first off, you don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Because it was only twice that he came up to me.
Yeah.
Right? The second time was for a completely different reason.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting your facts all wrong, right?
Yeah.
That's where it made me really mad, was she came in there guns blazing without knowing any of the facts, right? So she's like, did you know that he couldn't see? Did you know? And I was like, no, not the first time. No, I didn't know he couldn't see. Like, It wasn't until the poppy seed question that it kind of clued in that he couldn't see very well.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just like, and then the best part, she's like, "Aiden, you should be really ashamed of yourself." And then she left. I was like, okay. She looked at the name tag, right?
She's going to complain.
Instantly, I was like, okay, I should probably do some damage control. So I found Ben, and I slipped it, and I was like, Ben, I just had a Karen moment. He's like, "Oh, what happened?" And I told him. He's like, "Yeah, no, that's bad."
Yeah.
So, but I didn't end up getting a complaint on me. I don't know what happened.
You know what's funny though?
What?
Is in all of my customer service years, I've never walked a customer to a shelf with them.
Really?
Never. You know why? Because it's stupid. If I tell you in vivid detail what something is,
and you still can't find it,
and you can't find it, maybe you should just find somewhere else to go. You know, like, I don't know. For me, like, say if you were looking for maple syrup.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave that unbranded.
Yeah.
Maple syrup.
Yeah.
And then you go like, "Hello, Brayden." A lot of people call me by my name. It's so creepy.
I don't
If you're shopping in a store, don't call people by their first names. It's really creepy.
Yeah. We have the name tag there if you want to complain. That's the only reason.
This is a complaint sticker, not a call me by my name sticker.
Yeah.
Please. It's like super creepy. I look at you and I'm like, "Do I know you?" So anyways, so I would be like, "Okay, look, syrup, going to go down to aisle 5.
Yeah.
It's going to be on your left-hand side. You're going to look, eyes right here, right here.
Yeah.
3rd shelf from the bottom."
That's all you need.
How do you... And sometimes if I'm feeling generous, I'd be like, "Yeah, it's 20 feet down." You like, count 20 times. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I mean, if I'm doing that, it's similar. It's more, I give reference.
Straight down, right there.
I usually give reference, like, say, maple syrup. I say, "Oh, it's between the honey and the peanut butter."
Yeah.
Right? Makes the easiest.
Just more detail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just gives them, like, easier
Just in case if they can't count, right?
Yeah. So, oh man.
So, speaking about customer service.
Yeah.
Xbox. If any of you guys are gamers, great. If not, cool. But if you want to listen to it like a marketing standpoint, Xbox is doing something a little Weird. I'm getting real close. I don't know why. I'm getting really excited.
They're doing something weird.
Yeah, this is called ASMR Xbox Talk. Anyways, so what they're choosing to do, so PS5, if you're looking at going for more of an exclusive route, like the Spider-Man games, I can't even remember more, but
Detroit Become Human. Yeah,
that GTA is converting straight to so GTA is going to go
PS only.
PS only. A lot of even current to date DLCs and mods are going to be Sony exclusive kind of deal.
That's crazy.
So PlayStation is like, hey, if you want kind of like an individual deluxe experience, you got to come to us and buy your new machine. So Xbox says, you know what? I find like Microsoft's kind of like the stoner of the group. He just doesn't care.
Yeah, he's just
whatever. Yeah. So Xbox was like, yeah, you can buy the new X, or stick with what you got. You don't really need it. It's like a fancy upgrade. It has a little bit more memory. The big box instead of a flat box. That's it. So they're like, think of it like a friendly upgrade compared to forking out, on a whole new machine.
Yeah.
And yes, there's exclusives for Xbox,
but
very little. They want more of a user-friendly experience, and they're talking about how gaming should be kind of like a multi-platform social experience. Like if you play nothing but Sony /PC and I play nothing but Xbox because I'm old and lame, we can still talk about the same games.
Yeah.
It's just you choose to have a weird controller or a flat keyboard. Yeah. And I just prefer to have a proper fitting controller. You're
going to get true, though. That is really true.
Dislikes on that one.
That is true. I like my cousin has a PS4.
Yeah.
And I have an Xbox One. I actually have the original Xbox One.
Yeah.
Like one of the first Xbox
Me too. Yeah.
The 500 gigabyte one.
Oh yeah. Same. It's hard to download a lot of games.
I only now just bought a game drive like a week ago.
How much was that, by the way?
I got the 4 terabyte. It was $170.
Okay, because right now, like I hold like Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
Like, and that's almost pretty much it. I have one more game.
Yeah.
Like,
one thing that you could do as well is get an SSD, and that loads games way quicker.
Yeah.
And I think actually the Series X, the new one, is switching from hard drives to SSDs.
Yeah, I think so too.
Which is gonna dramatically improve load speeds.
Yeah.
Because
it took like a whole day to like download some games too.
Yeah. And like one example, Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
Takes ages to start up.
Yeah.
Right? I'm sure you know that. If you play Battlefront 2, I'm sure you know that.
Probably haven't.
Takes like 10 minutes to load up.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm not even kidding about that. Like, it takes so long to load up.
Same with multiplayer of the Master Chief Edition.
Oh, yeah?
Oh my god. Halo? Yeah. It takes forever.
Yeah. Well, with an SSD, loads up like a minute, not even. Yeah. Right?
We'll see.
It's very quick. Like a lot of USB-C hard drives, external hard drives are now switching over to SSD because the USB-C can support the fast speeds.
Yeah. So
they're like, here you go, here's fast speeds. Mm-hmm. So it's nice to see that switch, but SSD is a lot more expensive.
Yeah.
Like if I wanted to get the Samsung T5, which is one of the more popular SSDs, it was $220 for 1 terabyte. Right?
Oh wow.
Yeah. So not that much. I could have gotten an 8 terabyte game drive for the same price. I didn't because it was out of stock and I didn't want to ship it, but I got quadruple the storage for less money. Mm-hmm. So but it's a hard drive.
Yeah.
So it's going to be loading the same time as the Xbox.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, but
so how do you feel about that as a marketing standpoint?
Okay,
do you think it's smart that Xbox is going to do that? Because the initial release, I don't think they're going to see huge numbers. No. I think over time, as the Xbox One slowly drifts out of the picture, you're going to see, of course, increased sales. But
so are you having to buy a whole new console, or can you trade in your Xbox One to get I mean, obviously you'd be paying a little bit more, but
well, they're talking about just complete like renew, like what a lot of people did was like say 360s.
Yeah.
Jumping into the ones. Yeah, swapped it and or just bought a completely new station.
Yeah.
So do you think like?
I think that's smart.
It's a smart play.
Like if they're just saying, hey, this is a small upgrade, you know, and they say only charge like I don't know $100 to get the new one, right, for your old one, that's a no-brainer. Like you're getting way faster speeds, you know, a lot more storage, right, and it can handle, you know, HDR, 4K, you know, it can handle a lot, but at the same time it's like, you know, it's not much difference, really. So it's like, I don't know, like that's a. Yeah, I mean, if I had to pay a little bit more to get the new one, I think it would be smart. Yeah.
I don't know. But I'm like 50-50. As like of course, as a consumer, I might buy one. Right out the gate. I like Xbox. I don't really game. I'm not really with it. You know, I'm old.
Well, the crazy part was in the 360 days, Xbox was obviously the main console. Right. It was like. Everyone had an Xbox 360. No one really had a PS3. When the PS4 came out, it kind of switched to PS4 was kind of the popular one, and Xbox was kind of just they were around because people coming from the 360 didn't want to switch. That was kind of what they did. Was like PS4 became more of the mainstream one, and the Xbox one kind of took a back seat.
Which blows my mind because. The machines are awful. Like every time I went to like a buddy's house to like play Madden or NHL or anything like that, we're sitting there and all you hear is the and it's like, what is that? Do you have a fan? And he's like, no man, it's my PlayStation. Sounds like it's going to blow up. Why do you want that? You know what my Xbox sounds like? Nothing.
It's just silence.
You might occasionally hear a little. Gotta take
while like it takes extra power to load up the disc. But that's about it. It's like, and a lot of games now are online, so it doesn't even do that anymore.
So much cheaper. You know what? I was not a big like proponent for the online market when it came to buying video games. But I actually slowly started drifting into that. You know, because I'm like, well,
you know what? It's on a so much easier.
It is.
It's like I don't want to go out to a store and I mean that's just like 9 times out of 10 I actually prefer going into a store to look at something before I buy it. I don't like the
smell in those stores.
But EB Games is just, you know,
it's ratty.
And like with video games, cuz like it's already an online experience. Right? So why would I get out of my seat, go drive like 25 minutes into town to just wait in line for a second because of COVID. So now you're waiting in line at every single store, regardless of which one it is. Waiting in line, picking out the game, paying, talking to someone, dealing with them in person, having them try to sell you an edge card 3 times, and then you have to leave, go back, load up the game because there's always some downloadable content that takes another like 3 hours to complete because you have to get it for some reason. So now it's like, well, what's the point of going out and getting the disc if I still have to download something at home? Just download the whole thing at once. And then it's like, what?
Makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
I don't know. For me, like I just stated previous, I don't like the smell in those stores. No. And you know, it's always weird. Like whenever you go to stores like that, there's always like the same people. I don't know if you've noticed that, but there's always the same people. They either hang out or work there or both. And it's really funny because you go in there and it's I look around and I'm like, okay, that kind of looks cool. What is that? And it's like there's a lot of anime stuff in there. I don't watch anime. There's a lot of new Pokemon stuff in there. I don't keep up with Pokemon. I used to collect the cards when I was 5. Moved on, right? And it's really funny. This one time I went to EB Games. There's a guy standing there, and he's looking at video games, eating a slice of pizza. stereotypical anime nerd.
Yeah.
Okay, he had no structure. He's a bit of an overweight guy.
Yeah.
Anyways, he has a paper plate, a pizza, and the cheese is slowly falling off. And I just like looked at him, and he's not even eating the pizza. He's holding it. There's no bites on the pizza, and he's just holding it, and the cheese is slowly. And I'm like, the whole time I'm like, what is he gonna do? Is he gonna bite it? Is he gonna save the cheese? He doesn't save the cheese.
Just flops on the floor.
Yeah, no, it flopped on the paper plate, and he didn't even notice. He was looking at something like this, and I'm like, what's going on? So anyways, I'm like looking at a game, and this guy walked up. He's like, yo, man, what's going on? He had a really deep voice. And I'm like, hey, buddy, I'm just looking at this new game. I don't know if I want to buy it. Have you played it? He was like, I don't play video games. And I'm like, why are you working at an AB Games? Okay.
Your sole thing is to be like, oh yeah, this game's kind of cool.
Right?
I played it for a bit.
Yeah.
You know?
I demoed it in the back or something. Yeah. So anyways, this guy said, I don't play video games. I'm like, what are you doing here then? And then I straight up asked him, and he was like, I'm into anime. And I'm like, okay.
But it's a video game. It's a video game store.
And I'm like, I work out. And he was like, so? I'm like, the same with the whole anime thing. Like, what? Like, I watch anime. You could have said, I'm interested in anime. We sell anime products. Hence why, henceforth, here.
Yeah.
Instead, it was just I'm into anime.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Dude,
work out.
Dude, I can't imagine what their lunch breaks look like.
Oh, man. That would be weird.
Like,
I think it would be lit, actually. No,
playing video games on your lunch break? Like,
playing video games while you work.
We have a TV that doesn't even work in our break room. And they're probably in the back just...
You know what I use during my break?
What?
This.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Instagram, what's going on, ladies?
Or hot take over here, but if the people are cool enough in the break room, then you talk to them.
Yeah.
So... If I'm not talking to you,
I'm just staying silent on that one. I talk to everybody.
Well, because you have to.
I have to. But I'm also nice, and I hate awkward silence.
Yeah.
I hate it. It's awful. It is awful to sit there and just. You know how many dates I've gone on one-on-one where you're just sitting there and you just look at each other? It's uncomfortable.
Or alternatively, sweat.
Are you DMing your girlfriend?
No, alternatively.
Stop.
Like just the text.
Yeah.
Through in the break room, and it's so quiet it echoes throughout the whole break room, and it's like.
Or like when like girls have the really long nails and all you hear is like the. Like why?
So how do you do anything with those?
You know what? Okay, I'm going to be like completely honest. Yeah. So one time I was dating a girl.
Yeah.
And I won't say her name.
Yeah.
She's a very nice lady.
Yeah.
And I'm like, look, I got a question. Like, what is up with the nails?
Yeah.
And she looked at me. She's like, do you not know the purpose of the nails? I'm like, is it for aesthetics, status, like what? And she's like, honestly, to scratch backs. And I'm like my back? She's like, no, your back. She was like, to scratch my back. So I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I'm going with.
That's like the most logical reasoning for why they just keep their nails that long.
Because I can't see that being like a functional thing.
Could you imagine if like guys had nails that long? Like the roles were reversed, and it was like the standard to have nails that long.
Or like eyelashes.
Guys couldn't do anything.
No.
Like trades, throw that out the window. Yeah. Like no, you're breaking a nail every day.
Oh yeah, 100%.
With that, like you'd be using a hammer. Not even like just gripping something and they break off. Like what?
I don't know. For me, they just don't seem functional.
No.
But at the same time, like they're nice to look at.
Yeah.
Like I appreciate them. When you're going out with like the lady.
Yeah.
Like you and Maddie go out. I'm not gonna say a lady because like I got no ladies. Yeah. But like you go out.
Yeah.
You're all dressed up, looking good, hair's done up. Yeah. Old lady looks cute. Give her a little bit of a slap on the bum.
Old lady?
Yeah, well, that's what you would say. And then she's got her nails done, her eyelashes done, her eyebrows. She's looking cute. She's out there looking cute for you. Yeah. So, like, you got to appreciate it. Yeah. But when it comes down to the brass tacks, functionally, they're not working.
No, they really aren't.
Awful.
Yeah.
But
I'm not a yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, no, life has been interesting. Like Aiden said, I just came back from vacation.
Working out a lot.
Yeah. So goals changed.
Yeah.
I was looking at doing a natural bodybuilding competition.
Yeah.
Not specifically bodybuilding in itself, but classic men's physique.
Uh-huh.
And also men's physique. So one, I'd be wearing boxers on stage.
Yeah.
And the other one, I'd be wearing board shorts. So,
nice.
Yeah, you would be showing more like an overall aesthetic package rather than just a singular overall, look how muscular I am. I'm bigger than you look. Right? So anyways, I was getting ready for that in October.
Yeah.
And things didn't work out.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, just keep going.
Okay. And then, so I had to reevaluate, change my whole, look on life and change my goals. It's currently middle of July and here I am trying to get fat. Most people these days typically want to get lean, all that kind of stuff. I myself am looking at mostly building up as much muscle as possible for next year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's currently where my life is.
Yeah.
Life is busy. Working out twice a day, eating
Twice a day?
Yeah. So I work out in the morning, work out in the night, and I eat like 6 to 7 meals.
Yeah.
It is a pain in the ass. Like typically, like people are like, "Hey man, like you're eating like pasta, oatmeal, eggs, all that good stuff. Like you're eating decent food. Like it's not that bad. But at the same time, like a lot of it's plain. A lot of it is low sugar, and it just sucks.
Yeah.
Especially eating at such a high quantity all the time.
Yeah.
So for example, yesterday I woke up and I did a workout. So I had a protein shake in the morning.
Yeah.
And 2 eggs.
Yeah.
And then I go to the gym, work out.
Yeah.
Come home, 4 packages of oatmeal. Yeah, 3 plain, 1 with brown sugar in it, with a little bit of maple syrup on top. Then, 2 hours later from that, I had a big spinach salad with 2 hard-boiled eggs and some bacon.
Yeah.
Then after that, I had a little bowl of pasta, and then I worked out.
Yeah.
And then after that, I came home and had some plain rice with some chicken, a little bit of, low sugar, low fat barbecue sauce on top.
Yeah.
And then at the night I finished it off with another 3 scrambled eggs.
Nice.
It sucked. It was brutal.
I bet.
I wasn't even hungry.
You just had oatmeal.
All
day.
Yeah. On the second last meal, I was like, oh, why am I eating?
Yeah.
I'm not even hungry.
Yeah.
But you have to.
Yeah.
This
is a bit off topic, but have you seen the Joe Rogan podcast with Jordan Peterson?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good
I
one.
actually am a big fan of Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, I am too. I think that his way of talking is very admirable. Mm-hmm. Like the way he presents himself, and the way he like says things is like it's always good on his part, because like it's kind of become a game with like the left wing. Or I guess I should say far left wing, because that's mostly who it is when he's getting caught in these things. But
it's funny because he's actually pretty left too, in himself.
Like he's not even far. He's not even like remotely close to the far right.
Yeah, if anything, he'd be teetering on the brink of being either far left politically, or right near the end of being a leftist.
What's really interesting to me is how different our politics are compared to the States. Like not so much world leaders, but more like where we're placed. Yeah. Like I find that a lot of people in Canada, I mean at least in our area, are very centered. They're not so much like they're very like they agree with some left wing like in the US like sense. Mm-hmm. They agree with some left side stuff, and they also agree with some right side stuff. But in the U.S., it's very, very divided, and I find that interesting.
Yeah.
Like
I think one of the key roles that plays into it is a lot of people, Canadian-wise, I think can differ between politics, business, religion, and just personal choice. You know, I feel like down in the States, no matter what topic of conversation you have, it's always going to be political, especially nowadays. Like if we rewind 10 years ago, no one cared about politics. Politics put people to sleep. I know. I had to wake up a buddy of mine in history class learning about politics. But when you have such a divide in the country, people are always going to refer back to, well, you're just a right winger. You're just a left winger. Now, I'm not going to divulge what I believe in, what my ideology is politically. But, you know, I feel that you are right. A lot of people here, we teeter in the middle, in the libertarian sector of things. But, you know, yes, there's some things on the left that we agree on, or right. You know, typically it comes down to taxes. That's ultimately the biggest division is
that is like
taxes and size of government.
I mean, I find that the biggest, when cannabis came into law in last October, that was pretty big.
Oh, that was a big one.
Like a lot of people were either very for it or very against it. There wasn't really anyone in between. And that was kind of where we divided a bit, but now everyone's just kind of like, yeah, it's a thing now.
It's
you know,
whatever.
Like we've kind of just given up on it.
Not
given up on it, but like we've just said, you know what? It's obviously here to stay.
Yeah, we're not getting rid of it.
So it's doing good for our economy because it's been bringing a lot more revenue in. So it's just, you know, a lot of people like I think with stuff like that, people in both left and right can agree that it's done good. I mean, obviously there's still some people that are very strongly against it, but you can't change someone's views when they're that strong. So it's I don't know. I find that difference, especially given how close we are to the States. I find
There's
that difference.
Huge division.
I find that interesting.
Countries, you know, especially when you look at, you know, everything going on down south, it's insane. Like there's such a division. It's really unfortunate that people just can't love people. You know, just it's whatever. You stay out of my backyard, I'll stay out of your backyard.
What a way of bringing it down to like the simplest form,
right? Just
people just need to love people.
Just respect everybody. And you know what? It's actually funny because Jordan Peterson talked about this, and a lot of people talk about, you know, patriarchy and all that kind of stuff. Which, you know, there is a bit of a patriarchy, but is it primarily sex based? Who knows? Because you look at crustaceans. And this is the example Jordan Peterson used in his book and also on multiple podcasts is crustaceans. They're such a, I don't even want to say stupid species, such a primitive species where they live on the ocean floor. Okay, little lobsters and crabs. Okay, they don't know what's going on. They don't know that there's a civilization on the top of the surface. They don't know that we're trying to eat them. They don't know what's going on. They're just eating stuff.
They're just chilling.
Pooping
They're chilling out
and mating. That's all they do. They're primitive, right? And maybe they're early on in their evolution, or they're just that's where they're going to be. Who knows? But crustaceans are very stupid. But you look at them, and they have an hierarchy. Like, you know, I'm the big crab. Or I'm the big lobster. And they fight, and actually that's why you see a lot of lobsters, you know, getting caught and thrown back in the water because they have a broken claw, they're missing tendons, they're missing legs because they fight. They fight to be the alpha. Same with wolves. If you get sick, guess what? You're done. Tommy, he's in charge now, right? So whether or not the people are overly assertive, male dominant, whatever, I feel like there's a lot of alphas, and you know, we got to take a stand back and look at the qualifications of the people. You know, you may not agree with this person, but look at their background. Look at what their views are. Are they helping us? No. Get them out. Obviously their qualifications don't align with the job description given. So, you know, yes, there is a bit of a problem when it comes to certain things, but, you know, whether it's left or right, up or down, sideways, yellow, blue.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about qualifications, assertiveness, and eagerness, and the ability to go into these positions. Like, I want to be that.
Yeah.
I want to do that.
Yeah.
Then you work and study, and you get to that level, and people will say, well, it's a hierarchy.
Yeah.
No, he got there because of X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
No, well, look at his resume.
Yeah.
The reason why you're mad is because look at your resume.
Yeah.
You went to high school.
That's it.
Great.
Yeah.
High five.
Yeah.
Step 1 done.
Yeah.
He has step 56 done.
Yeah.
And everything before that. So, you know, it's really unfortunate that people relate to a sex-based or a political base as an excuse.
I think it's annoying that they blame their shortcomings on
it's awful.
the other gender, the other sex, because it's like that's not how it is.
Yeah.
Like you're being willfully ignorant to yourself and others by saying that, oh, I didn't get the job because I'm a woman, or I didn't get the job because I'm a man.
Yeah.
That doesn't, you know.
I know tons of female plumbers.
Yeah.
And construction workers.
Yeah.
And mechanics.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Sometimes I go to them. The lady that did my chest tattoo.
Yeah.
I prefer her over any guy.
Yeah.
I actually am thinking about her getting to do my arm.
Yeah.
You know, it's just what are your qualifications, and that's the thing. So, you know, it's really unfortunate that people go back to that. Yeah. And I don't know if you know who Alan Watts is. He was a philosopher. Yeah, philosopher back in the 50s. Yeah. He did a lot of work in 1954. Yeah. So he traveled through all of Eastern Asia, and then he came through, you know, Western society. He came back and he mixed Western ideology with Eastern ideology and created a platform. Yeah. And he once said that, you know, reality in life is what you make it. Yeah. It is the dream that you have for yourself could be reality if you make it. Yeah. So why are you blaming everybody for not being somewhere where you want to be while you're doing nothing? Yeah. And that's my issue with certain things. It's like, you know what? Yeah, you deserve to be this, but what are you doing for it? Yeah. Are you, you know, sleeping 4 hours a night, working out in the morning, going to work? Excuse me. You know, studying after work, doing all these different things, eating healthy. What are you doing? Yeah. So, well, I'm applying. I'm applying for the job. Yeah. Okay, so like, what are you doing in the meantime? Huh.
Exactly.
Nothing. You're doing nothing. Yeah. You're sitting here. So like, why would you blame your shortcomings on something out of someone else's control just because they worked hard for it?
Yeah. And almost always, when it comes to that, it's never black and white. Mm-hmm. Like it's never like, oh, this happened because of this. No, there's multitudes of reasons. Yeah. And I think back to the Karen story that I had in a roundabout way. Yeah. You can't assume that, you know, something is the way it is because of how you perceived it. Because if you perceive it in a biased way, your outcome is going to be biased. Mm-hmm. Like there's no changing it. If the input is biased, the outcome is going to be biased. Yeah. If the income is objective and you look at it from an objective standpoint, then you have more of a chance of it to come out as objective. I mean, obviously sometimes, you know, there's still going to be biased outcomes, but
of course, yeah. But that's just how it is.
That comes down to, you know, not so much the preference, but who they like more. Mm-hmm. Like if you have an employer where the only difference is their gender and they're qualified in the exact same way, it'll come down to who he likes more or who he or she likes more as the employer. It's not always, oh, they hired him because he's a man or they hired her because he's a woman. It's you know, if you're qualified exactly the same, you're gonna find a job that you wanted that was the same. Yeah. Like it's not gonna change.
And it's funny that, you know, we go into the topic of perception and all that kind of stuff when it comes to, say, like cancel culture. Yeah. Which is a big thing right now. Yeah. Which could get us canceled. Episode 2. Done. Okay. Yeah. Bye guys forever. When you look at cancel culture, it is so insane. Like Jim Jeffries talked about this on his new special on Netflix. Yeah. And I'm quoting him when I say, like, you know, he was like, the line is right here. Yeah. This is 2001. Yeah. Okay. And comedians bring the problem or the topic or subject, whatever, right up against that line. They don't go over the line. Because if you go over the line, you're not making money. No one's going to go to your show. So they bring it right up to the line. Well, over time, we've noticed a steep step back in a sense, conversational topic. Yeah. So wherefore you can explain, you know, or talk about, you know, say politics or this or that, religion, creed, whatever, sex. The line has quite aggressively moved backwards. So comedians have to, you know, continually move backwards while still maintaining close to the line, because of course you want people to come in and laugh at your jokes. Yeah. Or if you have a political message that you want to bring about, but you want to make it funny, you can do that. So anyways, he's talking about what was politically acceptable 10 years ago is A-okay, but now he's being called out for stuff that he said 10 years ago. Yeah. Well, the line was in the dirt over here. He didn't change the line. Yeah. Why would he be, you know, backtracking himself on being, you know, edgy, which is what he's known for, when he's always been edgy? It's just that the line has continually pushed him back. Yeah. You know, it's really unfortunate that, you know, just because someone's making light of something, that people get pretty upset with it. Yeah. I understand it to a degree, but if typically you aren't a fan of country music, I'm going to use music as a safe topic. Yeah. Are you going to listen to country music and cancel every country, you know, concert? No, you're not. Yeah. You don't care. Yeah. You listen to rap music or EDM or pop or K-pop, Korean art, whatever. Dog barking. You listen to that. You don't listen to the country music. Yeah. So it's unfortunate that, like, a lot of people are losing their jobs. Shows are being canceled due to how one person who doesn't even view this channel or show feels. Well,
I think that, you know, it started out as a good thing. Cancel culture definitely started as a way to hold people accountable that were not being held accountable. Yeah. And in that sense, I agree with it. I think everyone should be held accountable for what they say and do. They don't account for the time that's passed, and they don't account for what they said in the past versus what they said now. Mm-hmm. And they don't realize that people can change. Yeah. Like, let's say Trump. Let's just use Trump as an example. What Trump said like 20 years ago, in a sense, does not reflect who he is now. Yeah. You can kind of see it. You can see a resemblance of how he got there, but it does not reflect who he is now. Yeah. Right? What he said 20 years ago, I mean, he could, but he shouldn't say now. Yeah. Right? So why would someone slam him for saying the thing 20 years ago when it was much more acceptable? Let's use another example. Justin Trudeau with the blackface in 2001. It was in a costume, and it was much more accepting in 2001. I mean, obviously, it still wasn't right, but it was much more accepting in 2001. Mm-hmm. Whereas today, there's people today being like, he did blackface, he's such an awful person. Well, no, because it was 2001, right? Yeah. And they're not making that distinction. Because if they say, oh, Justin Trudeau did blackface, you're going to assume that it was recent in this year. Yeah. But if you make that distinction of, oh, it was now 19 years ago, right? Yeah. It was before I was even born, right? It was 19 years ago, and he was at a party in a costume. The context matters, and it starts to make a little more sense as to, like, hey, that wasn't good, but I can see, like, I can kind of excuse that because it's like, you know. Mm-hmm. And it's like that one girl, you know, that one actress that's right now being canceled because of dating a Republican person. What's that actress's name?
I can't remember. I can't remember, but I can see her. For sure.
But like that, like, that's not right. Yeah. Right. Like, just because someone is dating someone that you don't agree with, that doesn't give anyone the right to ruin their career over their own personal choice. Yeah. I mean, let's use another example. Say in the future, Nike says that robots aren't people, right?
Oof.
Obviously, right now we know that robots aren't people, but hey, 100 years from now, they could be close enough to be people, right? So let's say someone gets offended by that, and they're like, "This is unacceptable. Like Nike shouldn't be saying this." But the problem where cancel culture comes in is they're saying, I'm not going to buy Nike shoes, but I don't want anyone else to be buying Nike shoes either. So let's pull all the Nike shoes off the shelves so no one else can have them.
Yeah.
That's the problem that I have with cancel culture. It's not so much let's hold these people accountable and I'm going to boycott them and not buy it.
Straight up bankruptcy.
It's saying no one else can have it.
Yeah.
And no one else is allowed to be having these things. Like that's where I have the issue with it. And it's so,
and I want to make it clear, like I do agree that, you know, we should be holding people accountable. You know, like there's obviously comments that Trump has made, comments even Justin Trudeau has made.
Yeah.
You know, and there's comments that everyone has made.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
You know, case in point. That you shouldn't say that. Don't say that.
Yeah.
If anyone knows that there's sometimes things that you don't need to say and you shouldn't say, it's this guy. I say a lot of stupid stuff.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do. My job is to say stupid stuff. But I acknowledge it, and sometimes I get called out on it.
Yeah.
That's what happens. You have to be held accountable.
Yeah.
Is it right to say, look, my political views are X.
Yeah.
Your husband's is Y.
Yeah.
You're no longer working.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
And you know, she's quite a mainstream actress too.
Yeah.
So you look at that. Even if you want to look at it as a tax point, she's raking in so much money.
Yeah.
Yes, people are like, well, the top 1% don't pay a lot of money.
Yeah.
Well, 6, 12, 18, whatever percent the state, the province is charging, that still comes off of their top.
Yeah.
So we live in BC. Our tax is 12%.
Yeah.
Alberta, 6%.
Yeah.
Okay, so you look at it. If I made $1 million, okay, in 1 year, my taxes, you can guarantee 12% of that goes to the province of BC or the Canadian government. Yeah. That's a lot of money. Yeah. 12% of $1 million.
Yeah.
That's
a lot.
Yeah. Or if I made $10,000, 12% of $10,000 may not seem like a lot, but it's a lot if that's the person's income. Now, yes, the numbers change. 1 million, 10 grand. I understand that. Yeah. But mathematically, on a percentile, it's still the same. Yeah. So they're paying the same taxes. So now you're unemploying people of a higher tax bracket, majorly high tax bracket. Yeah. You're taking their employment away. Now they're not making money. Yeah. Guess who's not paying taxes? Yeah. So in the end, you're just hurting yourself in the long run.
And let's not forget that a lot of countries have the scaled tax rates. Yeah. So you pay more if you earn more.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're getting screwed over even more because now they're losing like 20% taxes. Yeah. For whatever $1.4 million or whatever they're making, right? Like so they're losing out. Like what their tax rate is, it's gonna cost like 10 people the same amount just to cover that. Yeah. So it's like why would you take those people out, even from just like that standpoint? Yeah. Right. But you're messing with people's livelihoods, and you're messing with people's careers, and that's the issue that I have. Yeah. Is you're ruining people's careers, and they're most likely not going to get a high-paying job ever again.
Well, could you imagine if, say, Daryl Jones of Save On Foods, or Jimmy Patterson, whoever you want to use, someone high up in Save On Foods, said, "I don't believe in this," and then the cancel culture swooped in and said, "No one buy from Save On Foods because this person said this." Yeah. Was he right to say that? No. No. Should he be held accountable? 100%. Yes. But I think the last total came out and it was like something like, do 7,000 people lose their job because of one person.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot. Or like if you want to simplify and say a TV show.
Yeah.
Say like Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
So say Jimmy Fallon gets canceled, which I think there was
I think
talk.
he has.
Yeah, I think he was.
Yeah.
So you take every band member on his crew, right?
Yeah.
Say 6-7 people.
He has a big band.
Oh yeah.
It's like 10.
Okay, so we'll say 10 people. Plus Jimmy, so we're looking at 11.
Yeah.
Plus the whole stage crew.
Yeah.
I was acting. There's a lot of people on stage.
And then writers, producers, directors.
Yeah.
You know, casting people.
Ton of stuff. Headhunters looking for people from the street.
Location scouts.
Yeah. Like that's
camera crew. Whole camera crew.
Yeah.
Whole lighting department.
Yeah.
Grip department. Like a full crew is easily like 10 times as many actors.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously not now because of COVID, but on a regular shoot, there's easily there's way more.
What do you say, like on average, like say like 50, 60 people?
More.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so like
on big sets, there's more.
Okay, so like how much would you estimate?
Well, there's a majority, like the position with the most amount of spots is the PA, the production assistant, and they're basically like the bitch of the set.
Hey, you're not allowed to swear, remember?
No, whatever. they're kind of like the bottom of the totem pole. They're the coffee runners. They're the people that run around, do stuff, and then there's a whole grip department which is doing all the setting up of the stands, and then there's a whole lighting department and a costumes department, props department. Camera department has at least 5 major positions. Mm-hmm. And then plus however many camera assistants they have on that. And then, there's catering as well, producers.
Yeah.
Like there's a ton of people on major film sets. And I would say like between 70 to 100.
Okay,
so on a big set.
Yeah, so we'll say now because Jimmy Fallon. My God, I can't even remember the names. Anyways, so now Jimmy Fallon's canceled, so now 100 people are unemployed.
Yeah.
During COVID.
Yeah. That shouldn't happen.
What's going on?
That shouldn't happen.
And now they're going to be probably applying for EI and welfare and so on and so forth.
Which is taking forever.
Which some people still aren't getting paid for.
No.
And now more people are in the system.
Yeah.
So like what are we doing?
Yeah.
Or are we going to increase taxes because a lot of people can't get jobs because these are tight niche, jobs.
I think there was one video. It was one of those. Is that YouTube channel that does like the opposing views? It's called Middle Ground.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've seen it.
They did one on cancel culture. So one was pro cancel culture, one was anti. And there was one really good quote for the anti-cancel culture side, and he said, "Have you ever lied in your entire life?" And then they said no, obviously. Obviously they've lied.
Yeah.
He said, "So are you a liar today?" And that was just like that question: are you a liar today? Because you've lied in the past, so are you a liar today?
Yeah.
Right? You wouldn't say so. You're not a liar today. Right now, I'm not lying. So it's like that was a very good point that he brought up, of like they don't take into account the timeline.
Yeah.
And they don't take into account how many years have passed and how it could be something that they've already dealt with. They've already looked at it and said that was wrong. I'll take some personal time to reflect. They could have already done that, and you don't know that. Right?
Yeah.
So I mean, if I ever did something that was deemed not right years in the future, I would look back and say I need some time to kind of reflect on that and understand that was wrong, right? And it's like, even if I didn't see it then, I see it now.
Yeah.
So it's that mentality of not really taking the timeline and how they dealt with it into account, because they could have already dealt with it. Right? Like Kevin Hart, he got fired as the host of, I think it was the Grammys, or it was one of the major awards shows, and it was because of racist tweets that came up in 2014 that he already apologized for. So why is it having to come up again when he's already,
made a statement,
and he's already dealt with it. It's gone. It's out of the way. He's already said, "I'm sorry for that." Right? He's already said it's dealt with.
Yeah.
So why are people bringing it back up?
Do you think that this cancel culture could be abused to the fact that a lot of, say, like news agencies, whether it's mainstream or non-mainstream, are looking for more views? Because if you look at the numbers, a lot of people are slowly transitioning to independent news sources. A lot of people, even though they don't like him, Alex Jones, he gets a lot of views because he's an independent news broadcaster, and he broadcasts both ideologies.
Or Keemstar.
Keemstar is another one. Young Turks is another one.
Young Turks is a bit more biased to the left.
They are. They're pretty biased, but at the same time, like, still like smaller than a CNN kind of deal.
Yeah.
But more people are going towards Rebel News is another one. They are going more towards these outlets.
Yeah.
So do you think that, these people are hiring people to do investigations to draw attention in, so they'll be the first ones to say, if ABC goes like, "Oh shoot, our ratings are down. Look into Kevin Hart."
Yeah. Without a doubt in my mind.
With a big name, ratings go up. People continue to watch. As soon as they dip, who else? Who else can we cancel and get a rating? Kind of.
There's no doubt in my mind that's what they do.
There has to be.
There's too much opportunity for them to go back, and for them it's a very little resources and a little bit of time, but it's very little resources for these big news stations that already are raking in millions, regardless of how many people they have watching them. So they can just hire someone and say, "Hey, go back to a few years ago, see if you can find something that's controversial." There's without a doubt in my mind they have people doing that. And it sucks because,
we're messing with people's livelihoods.
You're messing with people's livelihoods, and they don't know when it's coming.
And the sad part is a lot of people are looking at this like this is, these outlets, these people, these investigators are looking after, the people.
Yeah.
Like, yes, they're taking people off the air that are being offensive and all that kind of stuff. But if you look at it at that aspect, that this is just a ratings game, a money game. They don't really have the people's full, intentions. They're just looking at views. And it's really unfortunate that they're winning in a sense. And we're just like, take them off. 1999, you should never have said that. Well, it was 1999. Come on.
A great example of cancel culture working was Harvey Weinstein. I mean, it came to light that also spawned the Me Too movement. Yeah. Right. So that is an example of good coming out of cancel culture, I'm not defending Harvey Weinstein. I think what he did was awful, but let's make a distinction of he was still doing it when they were canceling him. Yeah. It was very recent that he was still doing it when they were canceling him. Yeah. It's not like he did it right when he was an early director once or twice and then he stopped. Yeah. There's a very big distinction. I mean, obviously, someone should be held accountable regardless of how many times they've sexually assaulted someone. Yeah. But the big distinction was he was doing it recently. And it wasn't a long time ago. It was now. He's doing it right now. We need to deal with this. Yeah. Right? And I think that's where cancel culture worked. Yeah. Was he was doing something bad and everyone knew it, but
no one said anything.
No one said anything.
But so, if you're comparing, that's action. Yeah. And these are words. Yeah. And that's the unfortunate part is what Harvey Weinstein is a piece of shit. Yeah. He is. He's an awful person.
Without a doubt.
You should never do that.
No.
If you're doing that, you're an awful person. Anyways, so it's really sad that when you look at it, he was doing a terrible act, whether it was 10 years ago, 30 years ago, recent, yesterday, today, compared to I tweeted out, person X is a piece of trash.
Yeah.
You know, could they take it offensively in a certain way, or, you know, I think this is stupid. You know, financially, this is going to, you know, cripple America or Canada in our sense. And people were like, I don't like that. That's offensive. I don't care for that.
Yeah.
Cancel.
Yeah.
I find that's a little different than.
Yeah. It's completely different.
But yeah, you are right. Like,
but
cancel culture has done. There's a number of cases where it's like, you know what? Yeah, you did good.
It's done good, but there are way too many accounts of toxic
Misfires.
people.
Yeah.
Dealing with that type of thing, and it almost feels like virtue signaling for me, right? You see someone doing something, and you're like, I don't like that, but I'm an activist, so I have to fix this, and I have to make this known, even though it's really not that bad compared to when it was actually tweeted out or when it was posted or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, this is injustice.
Yeah.
Today, this is injustice today, and that's the issue that I have.
Yeah.
Is if it's injustice back then, it's obviously going to be still injustice today. But you know,
have you ever watched Talladega Nights?
No, I haven't.
With Will Ferrell.
No, I haven't.
No. It's really fun. It's a funny movie.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
But I'm funny that no one has gone after Will Ferrell or any of the actors or directors or writers, because, you know, in the movie, the Frenchman walks up and he's like, I will leave America, because he was challenging Ricky Bobby to a race. Yeah. Because Ricky Bobby was number one in America. Yeah. He was like, I will challenge you to a race. And if you win, I'll leave America. Or if you kiss me on the lips right now, I will leave America.
Yeah.
And he didn't do it. And he was calling him, you know, homophobic words in the movie. And he was like, get out of here, you French blank, and so on and so forth. Very homophobic words. But in 2004, that was acceptable in comedy. Yeah. Or 2006, whenever it came out. Now, you would never see that on TV.
No,
you would never,
no way.
Right? And I think it might still be on Netflix.
Yeah.
But anyways, really funny movie.
Yeah.
But there's a perfect example of selection, right?
Yeah. Oh, did you hear that? That speaking of Will Ferrell, did you hear that there's been cries for people to remove the small cameo of Trump in Zoolander? Like
no way.
Yeah.
That movie's like older than I am.
I know. Like the few seconds cameo that Trump has, people have been saying you need to remove it. Yeah. And Ben Stiller said, no, I'm not removing it. Yeah. And so everyone's getting a little bit upset with Ben Stiller now because they're like, he's not removing this. And it's like, it's my movie. I don't want to remove it. Yeah. Like get off me.
That's more work than not.
Yeah, exactly. Because then you have to take the original version off, cut that one little section out, and re-release it to every single market. So it's like, why would you do that?
Splicing is not easy.
No.
It's not.
No.
It's really funny that they want to do that. But yet people forget, before Trump was president, when this was all a joke, he was like really tight with, like, say, Snoop Dogg and virtually everybody. Everyone loved Trump. He had two of the biggest shows on TLC. Yeah. You know, one was You're Fired and one was The Apprentice. Yeah. They were massive TV shows. People loved them. People did. Yeah. Until he got into office. Same thing with Barack Obama. Yeah. Barack Obama was hated during his ministry. Yeah. Hated. But now he's out. People love him. Yeah. Yes, he did some great things, but he did a lot of bad things. Back in 2008, when the housing market completely crashed, because people were taking out B bonds, C bonds, and all that kind of stuff, were basically loans covering a loan. Yeah. Like, there were people out there that were signing loans under their dogs' names. It was absurd. Yeah. And their interest rates were so low. Yeah. So people were like, fresh out of high school, they buy a house. Yeah. $300,000. Yeah. And then they go out to Florida. I like it in Florida. They buy a house. Yeah. Interest rate 1%. Yeah. Why? Why are you doing that? Yeah. You're dumb. Yeah. But it's because the bank loans were so cheap, and you're.
Oh, is that why interest rates now are like 20%?
Yeah. So they were so cheap. Yeah. And if you didn't have the money, you know, because you're doing whatever. Yeah. you would go to the bank and say, I want another loan, and they say, approved.
Yeah.
And that's what was happening.
Yeah.
Some people had 5-6 mortgages
Yeah.
while having a minimum wage income.
Oh my god.
It was absurd. So
That's crazy.
So when I forgot what his name, but he has a PhD, and people went after him.
Yeah.
The stock market still hasn't paid him, by the way.
Yeah.
He started betting against the housing market, and
Yeah.
everyone's like, "You're dumb. The housing market will never crash."
Yeah.
It's because, like, look at it. People are still buying.
Yeah.
It's never going to crash. But what people weren't realizing is people were buying with money they didn't have.
Yeah.
It was just air.
Yeah.
It was loans over loans over loans.
Yeah.
So when it came time to pay debt, crumble, 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 crumble. It happened all over America.
Yeah.
It even affected, Canada.
Yeah.
So where was I even going with this? I don't
know. Obama.
Oh, Obama. So
Yeah.
anyways, back in 2008 is when Obama I can't believe I forgot that, was getting into administration.
Yeah.
It was his first time. We get it. You were new.
Yeah.
But that's when you make a big shot, right?
Yeah.
No one went to jail. Actually, sorry, I'm going to correct myself. That was false. 4 people went to jail.
Yeah.
A janitor,
Yeah.
2 interns, and 1 stockbroker.
Why?
That had nothing to do with trading of any sort. So what they
Why?
found out was the banks were doing insider trading, basically saying, "Hey Jim, shuffle this amount over to here. I'm going to shuffle it into this shell company, into this, and we're going to profit off of that."
Yeah.
They're like, "Okay." Or, "Hey Jim, buy this stock.
Yeah.
It needs to go up."
Yeah.
"Oh really? How much should I buy it for?" $7 million.
Yeah.
I'll put $7 million on, 8365.
Yeah.
8365 goes through the roof.
Yeah.
People are like, "Oh my god, money, money, money! I'm going to get into it." And then they sell off their share. The product dies. They move on to the next.
Yeah.
Because they're just profiting on the hike, and then they pull out.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's what was happening.
Yeah.
No one went to jail. Nobody.
Yikes.
Nobody went to jail for insider trading. No one went to jail for allowing the banks to handle money that they didn't even have.
Yeah.
There was no investigation. Like I said, 4 people went to jail.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
And yet, people turn around and say, "Well, Trump,
Yeah.
what's going on?
Yeah.
Why are you still in, Syria? Why are you still in Iraq?" Well, yeah, every president since, was it 97, has been in Afghanistan, Iraq, and so on and so forth. It's an ongoing issue.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, Trump has done some things where you're just like, you shouldn't really do that.
Yeah.
But same with Obama, same with Bush,
Yeah.
same with Clinton.
Yeah.
Clinton,
No.
Clinton really messed up.
Yeah.
I'm just like, people are like, yeah, Clinton. No,
Yeah,
no,
no.
he messed up.
Yeah.
If you want to see allegations, look at him. If you don't know, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's just really unfortunate that people pick and choose.
I mean, no world leader is perfect.
No.
It's
Look
like-
at Justin Trudeau. He pushed a lady
Yeah.
completely over.
Yeah.
Get out of my way.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It's just it's a
big topic.
It's an interesting debate that I don't think can be fully had between 2 people.
I don't think this debate can be fully had in a room full of people, let alone 2 people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have pretty similar views about it, though.
Yeah.
So we can't really debate about it. More is so just talk about it.
Well, let's play devil's advocate real
Okay.
quick. On what topic? What do you want to play devil's advocate for?
Cancel culture.
Cancel culture. Why is it bad? We found Harvey Weinstein, and you don't know who's next. How would you feel if people that you're closely related to are actually spreading hate over the internet?
Yeah. We need to keep people accountable.
But the standard hasn't changed.
But losing your own accountability.
Yeah.
Just to call someone else out for accountability.
Mm-hmm.
It's the hypocrisy in it that is not good. You call people out, fine, that's great, but you have to be open to also being called out.
Yeah.
Because the other thing that's happening is people are canceling people, and then they're getting upset because people are calling them out for not doing something right, or not handling a situation the right way, and then they get upset and they get mad and they start beef over Twitter because they got called out.
Yeah.
But they called someone else out. So there's the hypocrisy of I'm perfect and I'm untouchable, but that person over there, that he's wrong. And that person over there is wrong too. Mm-hmm. Right? It's the hypocrisy in it that I don't like.
Yeah.
And I think most people can agree that if you can call someone else out, you have to be called out yourself.
Yeah.
And you have to be willing and able to defend yourself in an appropriate manner to call someone else out.
Yeah. Well, it's like anything, honestly. If you're willing to put yourself out there, you gotta expect to be called out about something.
Oh yeah.
It's just bound to happen.
Yeah.
I've done some stupid stuff. You've done some stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Someone's going to call us out.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you're stupid. And it's just about how you react to it.
You have to.
But they gotta be open to say, like, hey, look, Susie. Okay.
You're not so perfect.
You kicked a fourth grader. Remember that? When we were at the mall and COVID and a kid walked up and touched you on the knee and you booted that kid?
You're not so perfect either.
You're not perfect. Okay, Susie. I don't know Susie, but that's where you gotta be prepared for that callback.
I mean, I don't know. I was gonna transition to something and I completely forgot what I was gonna transition into.
About what?
That's great. That's great. I like that.
Was it business related?
I think so.
Muscle related?
What?
Camera related?
No.
Something.
It was something. I don't know. How's working out going?
It's great.
Yeah?
I love it.
What's your personal record for
lifting?
Yeah, lifting.
Say my bench press. So at my heaviest, I was like 220.
Yeah.
My biggest bench was 345.
Yeah.
Which is not that impressive.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things. To your average human, it is pretty good.
Well,
that's
more than me.
Right? My biggest squat was 375. And my biggest deadlift was 510.
Nice.
So it was pretty good.
What's your curl?
Was my curl?
Yeah.
Right now I'm sitting at 45s.
Okay.
Each hand.
That's pretty good.
Back in my beef days, which I'm going to transition back into, 55, 60. I was a heavy boy. I was also like shoulder flying, so like doing this, right? Like you're flying. Yeah. My chest is so sore from yesterday.
Yeah.
So flying with like 35, 40s.
Do you go on lots of runs?
Not right now.
No, you did. I remember
I did. You
were doing only runs.
Yeah. So during COVID.
Yeah.
Well, I guess COVID's still here, but like during
the big
stage
time.
1, first rush, I was doing close to 12 kilometers a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were doing your legs were huge.
Yeah. And I was still fat though. That blew my mind.
Yeah.
I'm like, why do I still have a belly?
Yeah.
And then I go to the gym and I was like barely benching like 185, which is. I haven't touched 185 since I was a teenager. I go in, I warm up with 135, make it look like child's play, then I hit 225, and then I just go into it. Good deal. And, I was running like every day.
Yeah.
Whether it was during, morning, evening, nighttime. And then also, actually quite recently on my vacations and during the summer, like I've been hitting the beach a lot.
Yeah.
I've been swimming about anywhere between 4 to 6 kilometers.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah,
it sucks. It really does.
Yeah,
I also don't like deep water.
No,
the whole time I'm thinking, I'm like, what's underneath of me?
Yeah.
And the other day, a fish swam all the way up my upper torso.
You want to visit
me out?
You want to visit deep water? Go to Pebble Beach, right down in Lake Country.
Yeah,
it's one of my favorite beaches, but it's quite popular.
Is that over by Cars Landing?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like down the hill from Cars Landing. So it's the difference with Pebble Beach is it gets deep real quick. Like you take a step out 6 feet and you're already up to here.
Yeah.
Right.
Is that
and it's a small little like it's along the Okanagan Center West boardwalk.
Oh yeah, I haven't gone to that.
Yeah, no. If you like deep water, go there.
I don't.
There's the docks that are there. you can jump off the docks, like the floating. There's 2 floating docks.
Yeah, no, I have been out there.
And those 2 floating docks are like not even like 50 feet out.
Yeah.
Like you can swim like 20 feet and you're there.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
I know. Right? I went to Canoe Beach the other day. I think I also like lightly fractured my arm.
Nice.
So if you're in the Okanagan, and also Shuswap, there's a lot of flooding right now.
Yeah.
So at Canoe Beach, I'm going to say they're like underwater by 6 feet.
Dude.
Yeah, so I walked out. It's like Gyro in Kelowna. So you walk out, it's like a park, and then it gets like, super muddy, gets super gross. And I'm walking out, and Buddy says to me, "Hey man, watch out for the drop." And I look down, I'm like, "Oh, there's a cement block here." Yeah. So I jumped down and went up 3 feet. I'm like, "Oh shit." Yeah. So anyways, I wasn't paying attention. I walked down, and I'm like, "There's a railing going into the water. That's weird." And then all of a sudden, drop again, another 3 feet. I went like this, banged my arm.
Nice.
It's still sore. It gives me grief every day.
Nice.
Still working out.
Yeah.
Anyways,
of course you are.
Right? I'm stupid. Meathead.
Plus receiving.
Yeah.
So you're pushing like
hundreds of pounds.
1,200 pound pallets around.
It's child play.
Yeah. You're
Walk
just
away.
Ooh. Yeah.
So anyways, doing that. And
Power Jack's your friend. In that.
It is, actually. I use that thing all day today.
Belinda.
Yeah, Belinda. I love Belinda.
Love Belinda.
So anyways, that's deep. So the floating docks out there, I'm going to say minimum 70 feet away from shore. Like it's a good tread. Yeah. So I swam all the way out there, and that's deep water. Yeah. Like deep water. Yeah. So I'm not a big fan of it.
No.
I
don't know. I'm okay with deep water. It's like I know how to like keep myself going. Yeah. It's like,
see, I'm a brick. I don't tread.
I sink. Well, I actually don't. Hot take here. I don't like swimming like in the lake. I prefer pools.
I prefer you know what I really don't prefer? Oceans.
Yeah. For some reason, like I tell people that I prefer pools over like the lake or rivers or something. Yeah. And they look at me like I'm a madman. They're like, "Why? What are you talking about?
It's clean.
You live in the Okanagan and you don't like like they get so mad at me." I'm like,
it's so dumb.
It's cold all the time. Yeah. Like it's literally you're freezing your nuts off going into it. Yeah. And it's like it's not like you're standing there like for like the first 10 minutes. Yeah. And then when you finally get out, you're freezing again. Because usually, if you go in the evening, by the time you get out, the sun's pretty much down, so there's no more heat.
See, that's where you go wrong. You gotta go prime time.
Really?
12:30 to 3.
That's the
prime time. Yeah. So that gives you enough time to go hit the gym, get a juicy pump, get all the veins bulging out. You look good.
This is your thinking now.
This is my thinking. Okay, you look good. Yeah. You go hit the beach. Wearing your flip-flops and your short shorts and your muscle shirt, looking all veiny, looking good. 12 to 3, 12:30 to 3:30, whatever. In that timeline, that's prime time. Yeah. The sun is at its hottest, scientifically proven, actually. The sun's at its hottest. That's when people kind of come out a little bit more. And I don't know if you've ever been to Cal Beach in Vernon.
I have not.
That sand gets hot. Yeah. Oh my goodness, that is hot sand.
Is it like feet? Is it like on the sun all day?
Oh yeah. It's nothing but sand.
It's one of those beaches that's like it from sunrise to sunset. It's getting sun.
Yeah. So basically, Cal Beach. So Cal Malka sits here. Yeah. 2 mountains. Typically the sun's right here. Yeah. Straight shine right onto the sand. Oh, it's so good. So good.
Oh, do you love the burn?
I do. I like it.
I don't.
See, I don't know. I'm a beach guy. Yeah. I hate the ocean, by the way. I'll sit at it, but no.
So we went. So me and Maddie went camping this week.
How was that?
It was good. We went to Kettle River Provincial Park in near Rock Creek. So middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Rock Creek town in itself. It's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. We passed through Beaverdale.
Oh.
And if you've ever gone to it, if you're in BC or in Western Canada and you've ever driven through it, you blink and it's a blink and you miss it town. Like you're driving through, and all there is like a fire station, a few houses, the elementary school, which by the way looks like a portable, like two portables side by side. Yeah. Then you drive through what looks like a brand new gas station, then a biker bar on one side, and then like another like it was I think like it wasn't a town. It was like a small little grocery store or a convenience store, but it was the only other newly renovated building in Beaverdale, and then you're past Beaverdale.
Yeah. Well, same with Rock Creek. It's like restaurant, gas station, pub.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's all there is in Rock Creek.
It's crazy.
So we were like in the middle of it, and a very, very nice park. Like Maddie got a good spot, a good loop. So it was very wooded and like closed off. It wasn't so much closed off, but it was the wooded part of the provincial park. Yeah. So there's
you
guys
a lot.
Did
lots of drugs, didn't you?
All the time.
All the drugs.
It's a joke, by the way.
We don't do drugs.
It's a joke, but we had because there's how it's laid out is in the middle. There's like a playground and a little bike park. And then there's sites all around that have trees on them, but for the most part, you're essentially just in a field. Like those are the campsites. You're just in a field. But the ones we got, we were surrounded by like green shrubs and trees and stuff like that. It was very, very nice.
That's nice, yeah.
But so we the one hot day, because it rained the first night that we were there, and then it was really hot the second day, and then the third day it kind of rained a bit, and then we left the fourth day in the morning. But the second day, the really hot one, we were like, let's go float down the river. So we took one of those like river run like 2-person tubes.
Oh yeah.
Because it was better. It was easier than trying to fit 2 individual ones in.
Yeah.
And so we had this, and we brought an air compressor, like one of those like plug into the car, flip it on, pumps air. We brought that, didn't work. Oh. So we had to blow up a 2-person tube by mouth. Like we.
Can you do that one more time? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. So okay. Okay. So we got the headrests up. We got all the small stuff, and then we were like, okay, let's take turns blowing this up. Because it's not gonna be good. Like someone's gonna pass out if they do it all in one. So we took shifts blowing up this ginormous tube. And then we finally got it like to the point where it was good to float.
Yeah.
Then we took it. I want to say like a kilometer to where we get onto the river, and the river was ripping. Like it wasn't to the point where like white water ripping, but it was
really?
It was like
it was still going pretty.
It was moving, right? So like I want to say we were going maybe like 10 kilometers an hour at the fastest.
That's
right?
still pretty good.
So pretty quick for the thing, and the water was really high, so there's not really any beaches, but that doesn't matter because we were floating. But so we had a very nice time floating down. Matt, she said one time when it was really calm and like slow, from that point to there's a trestle, and that's where you get off because there's nothing past that point.
Yeah.
So the trestle kind of marks the end of the campground for the float. And one time she said it took them 6 hours to get from all it was a small corner and then a big corner and then a straight down the thing. One time it took her family 6 hours to get down. It maybe took us 15 minutes. So that kind of puts into perspective to how quick it was going.
Yeah.
Right?
That's insane.
I want to say 15-20 minutes it was done. It was done and over with. So we were ripping, and then but so for the majority of the river it's going one way. But on few sections there were huge back eddies that we had to worry about. So every now and then we'd see one and we like, is that going to be a problem? like in like a minute here, is that going to be a problem? Then Maddie's like, no, it should be fine. And then we slowly start going more towards it. We're like, okay, start pedaling. And then we we're trying to go. And no, it was nice overall, but that was
it looked like you got no color.
No,
I was expecting you to like come back like
no
tan.
No, I get a killer farmer's tan, but that's because back when I was at the skate park, like every day in the summer, I only wore t-shirts.
Why?
I don't know.
Even back when I skateboarded, I did it like shirtless.
I don't know. I on really hot days, I took the shirt off, but for the most part, I kept either a tank top on or a t-shirt. But because of that, my skin now gets tan from here down, from the shorts down, and the neck. Those are the only places that consistently get tanned.
Yeah.
Like, regardless of where I am, everywhere else it just stays either burnt or pasty.
I'm so sorry.
I know, it sucks. So I'm trying to like keep the shirt off more in the summer to kind of just like
you want to know a funny story?
What?
About tanning and wearing clothes.
Sure.
So I was a fat kid.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I've told you this.
You have told me this.
I was the kind of insecure fat kid that went to the beach wearing a Guido style wife beater, but I would wear 2. Yeah.
2.
Or 1. Or yeah, it alternated between how insecure I felt that day.
Uh-huh.
And I would go swimming with it.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's see-through. Like completely
no,
see-through.
They were thick.
Oh, they were thick ones.
They were the thick material ones.
Okay, because I was going to say.
So I got so I went to the beach with a girl that I was like seeing. It was like grade 8 or 9.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say her name, but it sounds like a stripper. So, anyways, I went to
make up a fake name.
Jules.
Okay. Oh.
That is really close.
Yeah.
We'll call her Gem.
Okay.
So I went to the beach with her and her friend. Of course, at that time, I'm like, these girls are really attractive.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? I'm fat. I don't want... For some reason, I felt like if I wore a shirt, they don't think I'm fat.
Uh-huh. Which is not the case.
No. Like, everyone knows you're fat.
Especially if you're wearing a shirt.
Especially in the water.
If you took off the shirt, you'd look less fat if you were wearing the shirt.
100%. So I had the shirt, and they're like, let's go swimming. Yeah. And I'm like, you guys sure? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, me too. And I would run in, okay? Yeah. And we're at the beach. We're swimming all day. Tanning, swimming, tanning, swimming. I got the gnarliest wife beater tan, like burn. And it's like the first and last time I've ever got burnt.
Yeah.
That's not the worst part. The worst part is I have now 2 scars at the tip of my nipples because I skinned my nipples.
Really?
Yeah, badly. And this was a week before school started.
Oh, yikes.
So I had a hard time. I used to put like tape or Band-Aids over my nipples because the rubbing of the t-shirt would make them bleed and they hurt. Yeah. They were like, I'd put on a shirt and I'm like, oh, what's going on? So I had to like actually tape up.
It's like you're going through a pregnancy.
Yeah, they were tender. Yeah. They were very tender, and they were super red. Yeah, like after that, and that's how they healed. Yeah. Thankfully, they're not super red right now. Yeah, but it was weird to have to explain to your PE teacher that you can't go shirts for skins because you have Band-Aids over your nipples, and you don't want the boys to think you're weird.
Well, that's another thing. You cannot do that
No.
Nowadays. No. Shirts versus skins just doesn't happen anymore.
They should, though.
They have pennies.
Yeah.
Pennies exist for that sole reason.
Were disgusting. As soon as they brought those in, man, I'd like...
Oh. These haven't been washed in...
9 years.
Literally 9 years.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
They're brand new and they still smell bad.
Yeah, isn't that funny on like how they would be like, okay, we got like little tiny pennies.
Yeah. These are yellow. Brand new. Bought them this week, and they still smell bad.
But
it's like, what?
But kids stink.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Yeah.
But then again, like, you're in high school, wash yourself.
Yeah, but some people don't learn even into adulthood.
Yeah.
And you know that as well as I do. I've had to talk to them. Yeah, you've had to talk. That must be like...
It's the most uncomfortable conversation you will ever have.
Like, dealing with customers is one thing, but telling someone in their mid-20s to
take a
shower more and like put on some type of thing.
Yeah.
That's awkward.
It's
really awkward.
It's basically saying you're disgusting.
Yeah. Clean yourself up.
Yeah. And it's like, that's not what I'm trying to say, but this is how it's coming across.
Yeah.
And to say it, it's hard. It's hard to say that.
I bet.
And the most important part, keeping a straight face.
Yeah.
When you're giving someone a talk like that,
yeah,
it's hard to have a straight face when you're... So, I've had a few complaints, customer and staff, that your personal hygiene and or fragrant choice is irritating some people. It is awful. It is all because the whole time you want to laugh and say, "Ha, you stink."
Is that the script that you give?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
I wing it.
Yeah.
I wing it every time. I go in there and I go like, "So how's it going?"
Yeah.
You know why you're here?
You have to start with the friendly, like, "Hey, what's up?"
Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah, you don't do that though. They stink. So
yeah,
just like,
oh yeah, I forgot. Sorry.
Hi, how's it going?
That's if you're going to get fired.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just,
you're fired. What?
You know how like some people like as soon as they fist bump or they clap like that? Mine is you're fired.
or
you're fired.
that would be funny.
Or you're fired. And you keep them.
Oh, could you imagine?
Oh, God.
So I went up to our store manager the other day, and I was like, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know that I'm interested in doing the e-com. I think it would, be a smart thing to do. I'm going into that field, right? Well, don't do it. Why not? It's pain." Okay, so I told him that, and I think he thought that I was meaning the team lead position, but I can't take it because I'm not full time, and I can't be full time in September.
Yeah.
So he's like. But I didn't want to stop him because he was so excited. Like he started going on this tangent because he's like yeah, no, it's 17 an hour. Are you good with that? I was like, yeah, I'm good with that. He's like, yeah, no, it's great. You get to write your own schedule. And he was going off.
Yeah.
Right. Like he was obviously clearly like he's like, yeah, someone came up to us and said something. So he was like, yeah, no, it's great. It's like you get to do all this and that and I didn't have the heart to stop him and say, actually, I can't be full time.
I just want to do it as a shopper.
Yeah, like I just want to do it every now and then.
Yeah.
And then, but I didn't have the heart to tell him that because he was so excited.
That's so funny.
That he was like, yeah, it's great. I'm so glad you brought this to my attention. I'm like, yeah.
Bye.
So yeah. I told the other person that I should go to. I was like, hey, I told the other guy yesterday that I wanted to do this, but I can't be full time. Yeah. So I just wanna let you know. He's like, oh yeah, no, that's okay.
I figured. Yeah, that's so funny.
So I found that really funny because I was just like,
shit.
I probably should have mentioned at the very beginning that I couldn't be full time.
Part time, so I'm interested.
Yeah. Hey, I have a great opportunity for myself part time.
Yeah. I just want to make it very clear part time.
Yeah.
That I'm interested part time in this position part time.
Yeah.
It's like, does he want this part time or full time?
Really nail it down that I want it part time.
And like as soon as you exit the room, just part time.
Yeah. Just, hey, by the way,
part time. Part time. Yeah.
So, yeah, that was my fun little exciting thing at work the other day.
That's good.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Hour and 45. We're wrapping this up. Yeah. Pretty much the same time as last.
Yeah. Another phenomenal podcast with my heterosexual life mate.
Yeah. I think
Aiden.
Great. It's closing it out the way you started. Like it.
Gotta stay consistent.
Yeah. So if you like our stuff, please follow us on Instagram. We have an Instagram.
Right here.
Right there. It's also going to be in the description. So the link is going to be in the description. So go check it out. hopefully we'll have our podcast on the podcast app shortly. So that's another thing to look forward to. So you don't really have to stream it over. Oh, I was going to say stream it over YouTube, but because that uses data.
Yeah.
But that too.
Yeah. You're hard on the eyes.
Yeah, no. And because we don't have to do cuts through the video, we can release the full thing, full unedited cut, because it's just the audio, and the audio continues rolling. So if that interests you, go just follow our Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube, and yeah.
Make sure you like, comment.
Yeah, comment what you want to see next.
Subscribe. Man, I hate saying that. I thought I would never say that, but I hate saying that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, no.
I feel dirty.
Yeah, comment what you want to see next, because we're always listening and we're always here to discuss. We're posting a lot on our Instagram story, so just little things like this weekend we had a little questionnaire up. We're planning on doing a lot more of that, so stay tuned on our Instagram to kind of keep up to date on that, and we might have some behind the scenes stuff as well of just how we run this kind of thing on there. So
I won't be a part of because I just show up and ramble.
Well, you do a bit more than that.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Yeah, not much, but
not much. I look pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the pretty boy.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much, and we'll see you guys later.